What's up? Ah, Buckeye Nation, you already know what time it is. Can't believe it's already here. But, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow Buckeye fans who might be watching this whether live or on replay, how you doing? Crazy Dog coming at you once again on the Buckin' Crazy YouTube channel. And April 12th, 2024, which means tomorrow, April 13th, is the Ohio State spring game. Which means we get a chance to watch the Buckeyes 2024 squad, at least those that are there, because of course we do have some kids coming in the summer. But this is our first chance to see the squad on the field together. Yep. Get to see Caleb Downs, Quinshon Judkins, of course, Julian Sayin, Will Howard, Jeremiah Smith. Right, yeah, the guy that certain fan bases from a state down south were drooling over the past couple months. Get to see him on the field. Get to see all the guys on the field at the same damn time. It's going to be fun. Of course, the Ohio State Buckeyes also brought back, I can't even count, it seemed like a dozen freaking kids that we thought were going to be gone. Every time you looked, another kid was coming back. Only like a handful of kids actually left. And they only left because eligibility was up. I want you to come on my show. I've been trying to get a hold of you. Yeah. Down. In the words of the Deion Sanders, I'm not hard to find. I appreciate OBS giving me a little break to, replenish my voice. I do a lot of talking. Anyways, who shows that at quarterback? Now, I follow most, if not all, of the Ohio State writers, so I got a pretty good idea of what goes down during practices. And from what I've heard, Julian Sayin is looking phenomenal. Believe it or not, there is a serious chance that Julian Sayin could possibly start this year. Now, that's got to put a lot of pressure on Will Howard, who came here, essentially, to start. He wouldn't have came here to be the backup. He wants to start. Now, people will be like, but what about Aaron Nolan? I think he's hurt, which sucks. But yeah, this is not a time to be hurt. But it's only spring. I'm sure if he is hurt, he'll be good to go for summer camp. And people think he's actually going to leave. He ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. At least this year. Next year, we'll see. Because next year, Will Howard will be gone. You'll have Sayin again. And then we'll see about Devin and Lincoln. Some people really think that one of those two, if not both of them, are gone. Which, Lincoln's not going nowhere. I don't think. Now, Devin, we'll see. But it'll be very interesting to see who goes out there and who essentially takes the lead at quarterback. And I really could see this season ending up like last year, where we have Will Howard start the game against Akron week 1, and then week 2 we see Julian Sayin start. And then by week 3, we'll see, because I think whoever looks the best out of those two starts. But again, who knows what's going to happen? Now, the next thing is, of course, Jeremiah Smith. Yeah. It's going to have a number 4 to see what the heck he's doing. Because what I've heard during practices, this dude is abusing every single corner that they put on him. And it's to the point now where you go on Twitter and you see other fan bases chiming in, right? They're chirping. They're like, Ohio State's defense sucks. Man, your defense is cooked. It's like, actually, maybe it's just that Jeremiah Smith is just that damn good. I mean, there was a play earlier in practice. About a week ago? What's that? This dude, Jeremiah Smith, caught a ball between 2 defenders. And they ain't just 2 scrubby defenders either. Denzel Burke and Caleb Downs. And you know damn well, with where Caleb Downs was heading on that play, if that was a real game, Downs would have taken Jeremiah's head off. Now, luckily, it's practice, and they're on the same team, and they don't want to do that. You don't want to be the guy that hurts the number 1 prospect on your team. You don't want to be that guy. Especially when you just showed up about a few months ago. Just like Jeremiah. Caleb and Jeremiah literally showed up at pretty much the same time. It's going to be so weird seeing Caleb Downs in a Buckeye jersey. Albeit, a year late? He should have been a Buckeye when he committed, but no, he went to Alabama, and now he's rightfully a Buckeye, and I cannot wait. Now, speaking of the defense, I want to see what this reloaded defense looks like. Because, like I said, they brought back a vast majority of their guys, and they added some pieces too, via recruiting and, of course, the transfer portal. Mainly Caleb Downs. But mostly everyone's back. And they're pissed off. Because they lost to the team up north again. They want a damn pair of gold pants, damn it. I know they do. Like, damn. But, yeah, I want to see what this defense looks like. And we already know, no matter what happens tomorrow, Twitter's going to react as you'd expect, right? If the offense goes out there and barbecues the defense, everyone's going to say the defense sucks. Vice versa, it's going to be, the offense is ass. I mean, come on, man. And it's not going to be Ohio State fans saying that either. It's going to be opposing fans saying it. Because that's the way they are. They're so insecure. Especially, as you'd expect, that team up north. Their fans are very insecure. It's crazy because they just won a national title. And they spend more time talking about us, seemingly, than they do talking about their own team. Every time I see an Ohio State post, whether it's the official Buckeye football account, or it's a recruiting person talking about Ohio State, or anything, you bet there's going to be opposing fans talking about Ohio State. It doesn't even have to include Ohio State. Like, they just cannot keep our freaking name out their mouth. And then one thing I've also noticed is these commits using Ohio State's name for clout. Yep. Like Ohio State will essentially not even really seriously go after that player. And I see Hayes Fawcett post a commitment edit. And it always says, over Ohio State. And I'm like, wait, I could have sworn I never even heard of this dude. Like I'm saying, they just have us on there just for name only. Like, we never really seriously went after that guy. It's happened a couple times. Like Trent Wilson recently, committed to Oklahoma. I didn't even think we were even in on him. I see the commitment edit say over Ohio State. I'm like, okay. Awesome. Ooh. Now, one of the other big things I'll be watching isn't necessarily the game, but after. Are we going to get any commits after the game? Right? Seems like we always get at least one, maybe two after the game at some point. Looking at the list of players that'll be in town for the game. I believe, according to On3, there's going to be at least 21 combined from this class and 2026. And of course, some of the bigger names are already committed to Ohio State. Devin Sanchez, Tavian St. Clair, Blake Woodby, they're already here. Jalen Perlot from Georgia, committed to Georgia. He'll be in town. 4-star linebacker from Buford. That would be a big get if we could swing him to Ohio State. Nate Roberts, tight end, heavily leaning towards Ohio State. Javon Boggs, decommitted from Ohio State, yet he'll still be at the spring game. Maybe he decommitted just to reevaluate his options, and he might imagine he recommits. He's like one of those, so you decided to come crawling back to us, huh? He walks back in the woody after all that. Everyone's going to probably troll him and be like, so, how was your little stroll around the block, huh? Still nothing good? Came crawling back? They have you back, though. Nick Brooks, Darian Smith, who's also looking at Ohio State. The RPM thing on On3 says Ohio State is the favorite. Jeff Overton, who will be in town, a running back from Virginia. And then Carson Noonan from Medina Highland High School. Undecided and no stars, not ranked. Okay. Now, there was one name that was supposed to be on there, but things have changed. And that is, of course, Decorian Moore, who is currently committed to LSU. He is the number 1 receiver in the nation. He was supposed to be there tomorrow, but I guess he had a track meet today. It was moved to today from, I think, yesterday or whatever, so he is not able to make the game, but he'll be in Columbus later on in this month, so people are going to start panicking. It's like, no, don't panic. He'll be here later in the month. It's all right. Just chill out. Damn. Relax. Now, as far as 2026 goes, obviously, Ohio State only has one solid commit for that class, and it's Chris Henry Jr., who now plays for Mater Dei in California. He used to play for a school right outside of Cincinnati. And then the number 1 commit, or the number 1 player in the class will be in town, Jakeem Stewart, D lineman out of Louisiana. Number 1 player in the nation. Doesn't really look like he has Ohio State as an option right now, but that could change, and I think that will change. And as far as any other players that Ohio State might be looking at, only one that has Ohio State in the running right now, in the top 2, according to the RPM, is Jure Edwards, safety out of Maryland. And no surprise, Ohio State's number 2 behind Maryland. And that's it for that. So yeah, this should be a very interesting day tomorrow. And I'm really curious to see if we get any commits after this game. I think we will. At least one. And if I had to guess, it'll be someone that we didn't even know was there. Or maybe someone that was there earlier or later. I don't know. Hard to say. But yeah, I figured I'd come on here real quick, talk about the spring game a little bit, what I've seen during practices, and talk a little bit about the game. How long have I been going? I've been going about 15-ish minutes. All right. Aaron Nolan is not the same type of prospect as Julian Sayin. Nah, Sayin is like a whole nother level ahead of Aaron Nolan. Funny enough, what was that freaking scrubby-ass quarterback goes to Nebraska? Damn, his name escaped me. I'm gonna look it up. Hang on. Oh my God, there was the old quarterback we used to have. I don't know why his name escapes me. Freaking douchebag. Dude freaking couldn't stay in one spot at one time. He's like transferred to like 3 different high schools. Let me look at Nebraska. Hang on. Because when that dude decommitted, originally, we had Aaron Nolan. We actually went out and offered him. We also offered Julian Sayin. Originally. So there you go. He still ends up being a Buckeye. Love to see it. All right, Nebraska. Let me see. Class of 2024. Dylan Raiola. I don't know why I almost wanted to say something else, but yeah, Dylan Raiola. He originally was a Buckeye. When he decommitted, Ohio State offered Aaron Nolan and I believe Julian Sayin. Because at that time, Julian, of course, was like he was a Crimson Tide. They offered Aaron Nolan, he committed, and then of course Nick Saban retired, and then Julian Sayin out of nowhere comes to Ohio State, and the rest is history. Well, that's going to pretty much wrap it up for this one. I would go over the depth chart, but Ohio State doesn't do that anymore for these games. So, as far as me streaming the game tomorrow on my main channel, I thought about doing it, but I think I'm just going to sit back and watch the game. I'll probably give my thoughts in a video after the game's over with. So, I'll be doing that on this channel, of course. But, yeah, that's going to wrap it up. And I'll be live for Cavs and Pacers on the main channel. But yeah, that's going to do it. So I'm Crazy Dog coming at you on the Buckin' Crazy YouTube channel. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell. And I'll see you guys later. Go Buckeyes! OH!